Start in English, not in Spanish. Standard inches IPT. You're gonna start by sketching on the top plane. Remember that you need to rotate your top plane. I mean the top view, okay? And you're going to make a rectangle, but be careful, you need to choose the center option, okay? Center here, and it says here 8 by 8. So 8 tab 8. And you can see some circular shapes here. What is it, diameter or radius? Radius, yes. And it's 1.5. So I'm going to make circles there. It's in diameter, so right click, change it to radius. Now the radius, it says 1.5, and you're gonna do the same at every 1.5. If it were AutoCAD, I would just copy 1.5. But yeah, but it's a longer process than AutoCAD. So this is faster. Okay, trim, ta, to, trim. I said you're gonna trim in between. Trim this. Oh, you think this is not trimmed, but don't worry. This is just the symbol of the dimension. So it is trimmed. Trim that, trim this, and trim that. How about that? Okay. So that completes our initial sketch. Finish the sketch. And then you will extrude. And it says here that the height of the extrusion is 8. So, 8. I messed up. I entered. No. Edit the feature. Okay. So, what is the difference? Let me show you. That's a regular extrusion, just straight, right? Edit the feature. No, I want to change something else. I want to apply, oh, your situation might be like this. So you need to go to Advanced, Expand, because you want to see more. And there you have it, Taper. Now, taper is the angle that the extrusion can go. So that angle, if you notice, the angle is from the vertical. You are used to measuring from the horizontal. No, when you extrude and taper, the angle is measured from the vertical. So 30. Okay. And how about that? But still, it looks like a chunk of cheese, all solid, right? Or a chunk of lead. Now, here's where you're going to apply something new. This is the start of something new called, anybody can guess? Shell, because shell is swell. Now, observe here, when you start the tool, the action, right away, it makes a shell of the object. It detects the object. Rafael, my screen. So actually, it creates the shell. Be careful not to enter, because it still looks the same. But in reality, it is hollow inside. It's like an egg. You know that the egg has a shell, but from outside, it looks like one object. And then you say, oh, it didn't work like this. I'm going to do shell again. And click, no, ojalá. It's not going to work. Okay? So be careful not to enter. Undo, undo, redo. So what you're gonna do is shell, okay, shell, and notice that in blue is asking you what? Yes, imagine those containers you bring your lunch, in which you bring your lunch, right? They have a lid. So in the same way, you have to take the lid off this. That's what remove faces. You can take one face off, you can take two faces. So you need to click the face, and now it looks like you want it. Now, it's kind of thin here because the thickness is 0.1. No, here says 0.25. So 0.25. What else? Oh, don't mess with this, but just for you to know, this shells towards the inside. In other words, it keeps the dimensions like 8, right? But if you click the other option, it adds the shell outside, and you click the other one, it's like half and half. Half inside, half outside. Now, don't mess with that. Just keep it shelled inside so that it keeps the same dimensions, okay? Remove faces I did, and that's it. Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, guess what I'm gonna use this bowl for? How about some salsa and chips? Should we use this bowl later in the future? Anyway, work on this up to here, and then I'll come back to you on the next with the next steps. Here I go. So you're going to add this cylinder or support column pole, okay, uh, by editing the sketch. Now, where did the sketch go? Remember, it goes into hiding. It's here under extrusion. So, did I mention quiet? I'm waiting for you to be quiet. Okay. Yes. Right click, edit the sketch, and you're going to add a circle at the center. And it says here that this circle is 0.5 in radius because you see only one arrow. That means radius, and it's radius. 0.5. Okay. 0.5 radius actually makes it 1 inch diameter. But yeah, it's specified in radius here. So that's all I need for editing the sketch. That's all I need. Okay. Um, I'm going to extrude that circle. No, extrude. Escape, escape. It doesn't let me. It doesn't let me extrude. It wants me to have a sketch, but I do have a sketch. So the reason is I need to share it. Ahí está. Share the sketch so that I can use the same sketch. Even though I added more to the sketch, I still need to share the sketch. So extrude. There you have it. And when you click that circle, notice instead of a pole, it wants to make a hole. No, the reason is automatically Inventor thinks you want to cut. No, you need to switch back to join. And Inventor thinks you want to go that way. No, flip the direction and apply the height. Can you remember all this? Okay. And that's all I need to do. Share the sketch, extrude, not to cut, but to join. In other words, this solid will be joined to the other one. Okay, and and flip that direction. Now I didn't have this surface before. I have a new surface, and I'm gonna use it to sketch. Sketch on that new surface, and notice how the grid goes right in the middle of the bowl. Okay, the bowl that contains my soul. Okay, there you see it. Why do you need the sketch there? Because you're gonna make another center point rectangle on top of that. And what are the dimensions? 3 by 3. So 3 tab 3. Very similar process as before, right? And then you're gonna extrude, finish, extrude this with a taper angle of 30. And so far so good. Now, there you have it. Right at the same level, 4 and 4. What do you suggest me to do? Shell is swell. It's in modify shell. So notice automatically it's shelling it inside. It's hollow inside. But it's asking you to thank you. And it kept the same thickness as before. And if you say okay, it's swell, but oh no, there's a hole in my bowl. No, you don't want that. This is meant for salsa. Imagine the salsa is gonna leak inside, and even if you wash it, it's gonna keep the bits and of chunks of tomato and stuff. Ew. No, you're going to modify this. Now, one thing, the one trick is to do this. You can undo, okay? But why not? Let's try moving, going back in time. Did you see that red X? I moved it above the shell, and I'm going to edit the extrusion, edit the feature, and instead of joining, the reason it made the hole is because this got joined to the pole, the cylinder. And if you shell this, it also shells the cylinder. So now I need to make it separate so that shell only works on the separate part. How do you separate this? Any ideas? No, you have no idea. Notice how this is joined. I don't know if, my cursor is covering the word. This is cut, this is intersect, and this is, that's why it says here new solid. So click new solid, and let's see what happens. Now this is a new solid separate from that. And if I go back to shelling it, let me go back to the feature. Will it work? It didn't work. Well, then delete the shell, cancel. Delete this, and just shell again. I thought it was gonna work. But be aware that you can move this thing up and down. Remove shell, remove faces, and okay. No hole in my bowl. Okay, because I shelled this as a separate solid, new solid. The rest is history. Make the sketch invisible. Apply a nice color, a nice material, render it, and you know the rest of the story, right? Muy bien. Can you do it?